Hello and welcome to the Weeball Podcast. I'm Luke Crummage. Joining me is Tyler DeSena, and joining us this week is future NFL running back Eric Gray. Eric, how we doing, my guy?
Man, feeling great, feeling great. I appreciate y'all having me on the podcast today.
Of course, thank you for coming on. We got to talk to you a lot at the Senior Bowl, 3 times to be specific. We found you after basically every practice. We got you to do an intro for this podcast. That's going to be in the
Yeah.
beginning of it.
Oh, say less, say less.
So, how was that experience for you, going down to Mobile, being with all those guys? Was there a connection that you made down there, that was not someone you thought you would really click with?
The Senior Bowl was a lot of fun. It's kind of a dream come true. As this whole process is going to the Senior Bowl, that's your kind of first job interview in front of all the scouts. You know what I'm saying? That's your first time the scouts get to look at you in person. So it was fun for me being down there the entire week, just going through the different phases of the week, getting to know the different guys. What I wanted to do down there, I wanted to see all the good guys in the country, all the top players in the country, and you know what I'm saying, just to prove that I'm the top guy in the country. I wanted to go down there and show the scouts um, that I was the top guy in the country as well as the other guys. So it was a fun week for me.
Definitely. And would you say there's like maybe, I don't know if it's like another player or somebody else, would you say there's somebody that you kind of like made a connection with down there that you were like, maybe somebody that you didn't go into the week like knowing and got to know as the week went on?
Definitely the entire running back room, man. You talking about me, Tajay Spears, Kenny McIntosh, Chris Rodriguez, all of us guys gelled together. And really helped each other out throughout the week. You know what I'm saying? Sometimes the guys were maybe been a little tired in this drill and we step up for that guy. So the entire running back room, I feel like we gelled really good. I kind of, not to toot our own horns, but I feel like we were the best group out there at the Senior Bowl. But it was a great week just getting to know those guys on a more personal level.
Definitely. You guys showed out. And also, like, how would you say it was, not only just working with like a bunch of different coaching staffs, having to get like, I'm assuming a condensed playbook down in like, that short of time, knowing there's a game coming up. What was
Yeah.
it like absorbing that kind of knowledge, knowing that you also had to do the practices, the meetings with different teams, and perform in front of all these different, scouts?
It was a high intense environment, but that's the environment that you got to stay cool and collective. Like you said, you gotta be able to manage your time when you have those little breaks. You got to be able to go watch that film or look at that playbook to make sure you know what you're doing for the next day. You don't want to be the guy that goes out there the next day and doesn't know how to run outside zone or doesn't know the call from the sideline. So you definitely want to make sure you're prepared. So you just got to be able to think in a high intense environment.
Everybody knows that doing prospect interviews, talking on a podcast 2, 3 times a week, it comes with a necessary confidence that you have to have. And one thing that really improves confidence is the new and improved Performance Package 4.0 by Manscaped. It has arrived, and oh man, is it a game changer. Inside this package, you'll find their Lawnmower 4.0 trimmer, Weed Whacker ear and nose hair trimmer, Crop Preserver ball deodorant, Crop Reviver toner, performance boxer briefs, and a travel bag to hold all of these goodies. First off, the Lawnmower 4.0. This trimmer is the future of grooming and, dare I say, the greatest ball trimmer ever. I am blown away by the performance and craftsmanship of this trimmer. Their fourth generation trimmer offers cutting edge ceramic blade to help reduce grooming accidents thanks to their advanced skin safe technology. Their Lawnmower 4.0 is waterproof and also has a 4000K LED spotlight so you can get a more precise shave. Because this trimmer is waterproof, you can say goodbye to the mess on the bathroom floor. If you thought that was good, but want to take your grooming even further to the next level, the Performance Package 4.0 also includes the Weed Whacker ears and nose hair trimmer. The Weed Whacker is also waterproof and provides proprietary skin safe technology, which helps reduce nicks, snags, and tugs in those delicate nose holes. The Crop Preserver below the waist deodorant and Crop Reviver below the waist toner will change the way you approach your daily hygiene routine. Manscaped even threw in 2 free gifts in this Performance Package 4.0, the boxers and the shed travel bag. Bring your comfort in boxers to another level. It's time to take care of yourself. Go to manscaped.com and get 20% off with code WEBALL. That is WEBALL, WEBALL. Make sure to use it on your next purchase with Manscaped for 20% off.
The Senior Bowl atmosphere is a little bit different than the atmosphere after, a college game and stuff like that. You just get a bunch of us weirdos with podcasts and blogs coming onto the field, coming right up to you. You're tired. You just went through a whole practice circuit. What was that like for you? Like, is that an adjustment that like you got to talk to 15 people for 10 minutes before you can go hop in the shower and, relax for the day and then go to team meetings?
It's definitely different. In college, like you said, you can go shower, you can chill for a minute, take your pads off, and then you have media. But it's just like in the NFL though. They're right there in the locker room. As soon as you get in the locker room, media is right there talking to you in the locker room. So it's give and take. You get it over with, but you got to do it right after you play. Maybe the game's still on your mind, but it was good. Getting to talk to guys like yourself, just to being around everybody, get the feedback from the practice. You guys were my first feedback from practice. So getting the feedback from you guys, seeing how I did throughout the practice, it was good for me.
Listen, we appreciate that as those media guys. I'm just saying, we appreciate that.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, for sure. You guys performing obviously makes our job, just that much more fun being able to talk to guys like you. So moving on from that, you went to the Senior Bowl, later on to the Combine. How would you compare those two different environments? Obviously, there aren't nearly as many opportunities for, there's no game, there's no actual practice. It's more like organized drills. How would you, compare or contrast maybe the prep for the Combine as compared to the prep for the Senior Bowl?
They're very similar. Very similar. The Combine as well as Senior Bowl is a lot of meetings and more meetings than anything. The entire week is meetings, and then you have one day to really show what you got. One day to really go out there on TV and really show what you got. So it's very similar to the Senior Bowl. The Senior Bowl, you just got more chances because you got those 3 practices before the game. And the Combine, you got one shot. You got one shot in that in a 2-hour span. You got one shot, so it's a little more high intense. You got kind of more guys there at the Combine, but it's very similar. The Combine was a lot of fun. Like I said, a dream come true, being able to be in front of every scout, you're in front of every GM, every head coach. So everybody's looking at you. But it was really fun. Just like I said, getting to know those guys. Our running back room again. We had 27 running backs, and all of us gelled from day one, like we knew each other we all went to college together. So being able to be around all of those guys and be able to prove that I'm right, that I was a top guy was very important for me.
Definitely. And doing so, do you think that, in prepping for that, do you think that there was something specific or different that you may have done for either the Senior Bowl, the Combine, or even both that you didn't expect yourself doing, whether it's, training physically for something specific, or if it's a mental aspect that you're looking for when it comes to meetings? Was there something different that you think you did?
Most definitely. Definitely more mental work as far as being prepared for meetings with the Senior Bowl, because I'm grateful that I went to the Senior Bowl because it allowed me to knock out all my meetings early. So when those guys who were at the Combine were up from 8 a.m. in the morning, not getting back to their rooms till 11:30, I was done at 8 o'clock because I was already done I did all my meetings at the Senior Bowl. So it was definitely helpful for me. Teams already kind of got a feel for who I was, so I didn't need to meet again with them. They were more so meeting with underclassmen. So it was good for me, just meetings. And then when you're going to the Senior Bowl, you're playing football. At the Combine, it's different. The Combine is different. It's more of a, like you said, it's organized workout. So it's not truly football, but it's a little bit.
Awesome, man. We're going to talk a little bit about college here. You got to play in the SEC and the Big 12, obviously.
Yep.
So do you think that experience of being in 2 different conferences, 2 of the best conferences, if we're honest with ourselves, do you think that gives you a leg up being in, different systems and stuff like that compared to your competition with everyone else in this draft?
Most definitely, because you look at the NFL and you're gonna have to learn a whole new system. I've been fortunate. I say I'm fortunate. I've played in 3 different systems. So I've been fortunate to showcase all the different systems that I can play in, whether it's gap scheme, inside zone, outside zone. I can play in all those different schemes because I've been fortunate to do it. I've been highly successful at what they say the best league in college football was the SEC. I've been highly successful in that league. So I've shown that I can dominate in no matter what league, no matter what competition I can dominate. So I definitely think that helps me.
Definitely. And you said playing in a multitude of schemes, and then you go back and you watch some of that tape. And one thing that you did differently than, not a lot of running backs have the opportunity to do this is take snaps, in like Wildcat and things like that. Would
Mhm.
you say that there is like what kind of adjustment is it to, not only having to literally like take snaps, but also is there any like calls that you specifically like might have to get down, or is there anything different for that adjustment, not necessarily being in the backfield with your quarterback as opposed to having to take snaps?
You gotta you talking about in Wildcat.
Yeah. I'm
Yeah, you gotta become a quarterback. Then you have to know you gotta know sometimes you gotta know the defense, maybe you gotta change the play. You gotta really become a quarterback back there. I remember just playing Wildcat and I'm just like, just remember the motion, just remember to send the motion, just remember to send the motion. I was telling myself that all game, just remember to send the motion. Because that's what quarterbacks have to do. They have to know the motion, they have to know the coverage, defense. Maybe we're checking into a different play. But it was very helpful for me. It's like you said, it's another experience allow me to put something more on tape that shows that he's a smart guy. He can do it all for you in your offense. So um it was very fun for me.
Yeah, definitely. I can imagine like, having to take on, all those different responsibilities. And then on top of that, you have something like where taking snaps and showing
Mm-hmm.
that you could just take more in mentally and physically.
Most definitely, most definitely. And it was fun. I've always wanted I played quarterback my whole life until like ninth grade. So it was fun going back playing a little quarterback.
Saying that, like, playing quarterback, playing different positions, who would you say when you were like growing up playing football was somebody that you looked up to, like as like just a younger player? And then who is somebody that you would say now you kind of model your game after, and that's somebody that you watch on tape?
When we look at running backs, I've looked at every running back, all the way to Chicago Bears, Gale Sayers. I've looked at every running back. You're talking about Walter Payton and like how hard he ran, the aggressiveness he ran with. You look at somebody like Emmitt Smith and how he could bounce off tackles and his balance. You look at Barry and the speed and cutting he could do to make people miss. Coming from Tennessee, I get a lot of Alvin Kamara comparisons. So I would say definitely Alvin. But you look at CMC, Christian McCaffrey, and how he can manipulate a defense running routes. So there's a lot of different people that I try to look at to try to steal something from their game to try to sneak it into mine.
Awesome, man. And we're gonna move on to a little bit more of the fun stuff here. I know you
Yeah.
stream on Twitch. If
Mm-hmm.
you could
Mm-hmm.
only play only one video game rest of your life, what are you choosing? Like what's your go-to number one all time?
If it's right now, like at this moment, I'm gonna say 2K. But once I get on Madden, it's gonna be Madden, 100%.
For sure. So it's
That's
definitely like
fair, yeah.
changing as the seasons.
Yeah, for sure, for sure.
Definitely feel that. And we talked to you a little bit about, playing different positions, playing different
Mm-hmm.
sports, and obviously with a little bit of a basketball background,
Yeah.
figured we'd ask a fun question. You got to have yourself and four other guys, whether it's guys coming out this year, guys in the NFL, just football players in general. Who are you putting in your starting five alongside yourself?
I'm gonna go with guys from Oklahoma. So I'm gonna go with me, Marvin Mims, Braden Willis, Anton Harrison, and our other tight end Daniel Parker. That's my five.
Definitely, definitely. And
And
what would
we taking on anybody.
any squad
We taking on any squad.
for sure? And what would you say you're where you fit into that? What's your game like?
Oh, I'm PG. I'm bringing it up the court. You got Marvin at the two. We're gonna have to put DP at the three, Braden at the four, Anton at the five. We not losing. We're not losing
Sweeping
one
it.
game.
All right, we asked you your
Definitely.
NFL comp. Who would your NBA comp be?
So, I really like a Damian Lillard type. Dame type. I really like Damian Lillard. You really ask me. Eric Lillard is what they call me.
Love to hear it.
Oh, that's awesome, man. One more thing I want to bring up. I know you worked with St. Jude to raise some money. Is that something, charity work, things like that, something you're passionate about that you're going to bring into, working with kids into the NFL with you as you, progress into your career? You think that's going to progress with you?
100%. I definitely want to go back to St. Jude. Just me being from Memphis and St. Jude being so big in Memphis. My senior year, doing that touchdown for pediatric cancer was very special for me. That was a very special time raising money for every touchdown that I got that year. I definitely want to do something like that again, and because it was really special for those kids. Getting to go to the St. Jude house and really meeting those kids was really special for me. It was a special time, so I definitely want to continue that.
Awesome, man. And speaking, one more thing about high school, I just got to bring it up. 3-time Mr. Football in Tennessee.
3 times. Three
That's
times.
ridiculous, bro. You're the only person to do
Yeah.
that. That's crazy, bro.
Yeah. That was the goal. That was the goal. Get it 3 times, be the only person to ever do it.
That's
Definitely.
awesome, bro. Tyler, you got anything else?
Nothing else. Just excited, happy to have you on. Always welcome back, and hope all is well with the draft season prepping, and of course, come draft day, hope it's fun and great time for you.
Appreciate that. I appreciate y'all having me on for sure.
Of course, that is going to be it for the Wee Ball podcast and Eric Gray. If you were listening, thank you so much. We hope you enjoyed. Like, comment, subscribe. If you're on Spotify, leave a rating. We like 5 stars, but whatever you're gonna say it with your chest. Go
5
wholehearted with
stars
it.
only. 5 stars only.
All right, 5 stars only. I didn't say it. Eric said it, so you gotta listen to him. But thank you for listening to the Wee Ball podcast.